What happens when you put Robert Redford, a man who'd already conquered Butch Cassidy, The Sting, and all the President's Men, into a room full of tech gadgets and ask him to play a hacker? The answer might surprise you, because behind the scenes of Sneakers, Redford wasn't just acting like a master of espionage. He was actually directing the entire energy of the cast in ways that never made it to the screen. Today, we're diving deep into the untold stories of how Hollywood's golden boy transformed a quirky tech thriller into something legendary, and why his co-stars still talk about the Redford effect decades later. All right, let's just zoom out for a sec. Robert freaking Redford by the early 90s? The guy had already crushed it. Actor, director, Sundance wizard. Literally everywhere you looked, his fingerprints were all over Hollywood's coolest stuff. Butch Cassidy, all the President's Men. I mean, he wasn't just some guy showing up for a paycheck. So when he strolled into Sneakers in '92, everyone paid attention. It wasn't just another gig for him. It was like he brought his A-game charisma to a genre that was still kind of finding its feet. Basically, Redford made it cool just by being there. All right, so in Sneakers, you've got Robert Redford as Martin Bishop. This dude's not exactly your cookie-cutter action guy. He's got this hacker vibe mixed with slick charm, and he somehow pulls off that mysterious past thing without coming off as cliche. Redford's take isn't just all jokes or heavy drama. He finds this weird sweet spot where you're laughing 1 second, then kind of feeling for him the next. Honestly, he's not just the guy cracking codes. He's low-key the glue that holds the whole wild crew together. If the team's the solar system, he's absolutely the sun. Noig Sayirashchin. Look, Redford didn't just stroll onto that set solo, you know? He had this absolute dream team behind him. Sidney Poitier, Dan Aykroyd, River Phoenix, David Strathairn. Total legends. And let me tell you, these guys weren't just phoning it in. Each one had their own vibe, their own spark, but weirdly enough, it was like Redford's gravity pulled everyone up a notch. All of them have copped to it, standing around on set, probably sweating through their shirts, and boom, here's Redford, the guy with decades of cool under his belt. Must have felt nuts for someone like River Phoenix, barely out of his teens. Talk about nerve-wracking and wildly motivating at the same time. So, everyone on set basically agreed. Redford was a total pro, like next level. The dude showed up ready to go, didn't pull any diva moves, just seriously into the whole thing. Director Phil Alden Robinson even joked that Redford never did the "hey, I'm a legend, bow before me" routine. Nope. He was all chill with everyone, whether you're behind the camera or just passing through as an extra. That attitude? Contagious. Pretty soon the whole team ditched the usual pecking order vibes and actually worked together. Imagine that. Hollywood minus the egos. You know what made Sneakers really tick? Juggling those genres without tripping over itself. It wasn't just a thriller. It wasn't just a comedy, either. Kind of floating somewhere in between, right? And Redford? Man, the guy was basically the glue holding the whole wild mashup together. Go back and peep any scene he's in. He's not just delivering lines, he's playing chess with his facial expressions, pulling off this magic timing. Somehow, he makes a joke land without popping the suspense balloon. And when stuff gets tense, he grounds you right back in it. Without him, honestly, the whole thing probably would have just spun out and flopped. Honestly, the whole thing between Robert Redford and River Phoenix kind of hits you right in the feels. Phoenix, dude was already on his way up, but he looked at Redford like he was Zeus or something. And Redford, he didn't just waltz on set and act all, "I'm the legend here." Nah, he actually paid attention to Phoenix. Nothing like those cheesy, "let me show you the ropes" kid movie moments, more like quick chats about the character, a nudge here and there, just being there, you know? He'd toss out some advice, or maybe just tell Phoenix to chill and trust his own gut. That's the stuff that doesn't make it into the DVD extras, but man, you can feel it in the final cut. Phoenix's performance? Yeah, you can thank Redford for sprinkling a little extra magic in there. It all just made the movie hit harder, no doubt. All right, so here's the scoop on what people actually thought about working with Redford. Sidney Poitier? The dude straight up called him a professional's professional. That's basically Hollywood shorthand for "this guy's the real deal." Dan Aykroyd had this story about Redford just rolling in all zen, like when things got nuts on set, his chills somehow soothed everybody's nerves. Not all celebrities are like that, trust me. Crew folks, always saying Redford never acted like he was hot stuff. No diva nonsense. Sometimes he'd even plop down next to the crew at lunch and just hang out, shop, ask a million questions about their jobs. Imagine Redford, Oscar winner, just wanting the scoop on how you set up a life. That's wild. For a lot of them, it wasn't just about another gig. It was honestly something they'd remember forever, like the kind of work story you bust out at parties for years. Man, Sneakers still gets talked about like it dropped last week. Wild, right? But let's be real. Whenever you hear fans rave, Redford's name always pops up first. Not the hacker plot, which, let's admit, was way before its time. Not even that all-star crew. It's Redford just doing his Redford thing, making Bishop feel like the glue holding the chaos together. He doesn't just play a part. He is the vibe. That's what actually makes this movie stick. You buy the risks, the jokes, the whole emotional roller coaster. All because Redford's just so damn believable. Honestly, nobody else could have pulled it off like him. Man, Redford in Sneakers? The guy just oozes that old school cool. It's not like he's out there screaming for attention or chewing the scenery. Nah, he does that subtle thing, you know? Like, everyone else on screen gets better just cause he's there. That's what you call real star power. Not flashing your ego, but lifting the whole dang movie. Redford's not just playing Martin Bishop. He basically is that movie's heartbeat. No wonder folks still dig all these years later. Dude's a legend. Anyway, that's my ramble about Redford and his magic in Sneakers. If you like this little breakdown, you know the drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you're into Hollywood stories, and yeah, hit up the comments with who you want to see next. Don't be shy.